Dr. Uday Gupta is a medical student who has just passed his final M.B.B.S. exam. He lives in Bhopal with his widowed mother Shobha, an aspiring chef who hopes to make it big on social media through her cookery channels, and his best friend, Chaddi, who is preparing for the civil services examination. Uday wants to pursue his post-graduation in orthopedics, inspired by his distant cousin Dr. Ashok Gupta. His rank in the competitive entrance test, however, is insufficient for an orthopedics course in Bhopal. Unwilling to leave his mother behind and move to another city for his studies, Uday reluctantly opts for the best available option in Bhopal, gynecology. Ashok also advises Uday to take this opportunity. Uday can simultaneously continue to study for next year's entrance test. Uday is introduced to Kavya Sharma, a high school student who also aspires to become a doctor and whom Ashok is infatuated with. Udharan Chennai. Uday's initiation into gynecology starts on a bad note. He is instantly ticked off by the head of the department, the strict Dr. Nandini Srivastav, for joining the course 10 days late. And he gets bullied by his colleagues, all of whom are female. Uday blames his ex-girlfriend Ruchi for his present state and, egged on by Ashok, drunkenly calls her and vents his frustrations. His lack of interest at work and his mistakes irritate Nandini, who asks Uday why he doesn't want to become a gynecologist. Uday replies that male gynecologists tend not to do well because patients prefer a female doctor examining them. Nandini rubbishes this and asks him to lose his male touch. Following this, Uday gradually befriends his colleagues, especially his senior, Dr. Fatima Siddiqui. Eventually, he falls for her and the two share a passionate kiss. Although Fatima dismisses the act as nothing serious, reminding a disappointed Uday that while he is a good friend, she is set to marry the man she loves, Arif. She also invites him to their engagement. Udharan. On a day the hospital is understaffed, Uday tries to examine a female patient without a female attendant, an act considered unethical. A fight breaks out and the patient and her husband later formally complain against him. While facing a disciplinary inquiry, Uday performs his first delivery in the hospital, a case of precipitate labor. The grateful family, who had lost 2 pregnancies before, name the baby after him. Uday finally understands his duty as a doctor towards his patients. At the inquiry, testimonies of Uday's colleagues clear his name. Nandini, though, remains unimpressed. Uday tries to confess his love to Fatima at a dinner date, but Shobha's entry complicates things and Fatima storms off. Meanwhile, Ashok has got Kavya pregnant and needs to get an abortion. A prominent doctor and married with 2 children, Ashok cannot go with Kavya to a hospital himself, so he asks Uday to take her. Checkups reveal that Kavya has placenta previa, making abortion difficult. Nandini refuses when Uday requests her to perform the operation herself, stating that it might threaten Kavya's life and thus her family should be informed first. Ashok asks Uday to keep Kavya at his home for the time being, and the two bond well. Kavya tells him that she had first doubted Ashok's character the day he had encouraged Uday to call and rant against Ruchi. Uday feels ashamed of his past behavior. Udharan Chennai. On the day of the engagement, Ashok calls Uday and tells him to take Kavya to his clinic, because he has come up with a solution. Arriving home, Uday is shocked to find Shobha partying with an elderly stranger, who turns out to be her Tinder date. Infuriated, Uday orders both the old man and Chaddi, who had helped Shobha get on Tinder in the first place, out of the house. When Uday claims that he has made sacrifices for her Sakhe, Shobha snaps back, relating the difficulties she had raising him as a single mother. Now that her son has grown up, She now desires companionship. Mother and son then make peace. Uddharan. Soon, Uday receives a call from Kavya. She is in intense pain after receiving an injection at a private clinic. He and Shobha rescue her and rush her to the hospital, where Nandini performs an emergency operation and saves her life. Ashok arrives at the hospital and confronts Uday. But he hits back. Since Kavya is a minor and below the age of consent, the matter is turned over to the police, who arrest Ashok for statutory rape. Uday again has to face an inquiry and possible rustication for lying to Nandini about Kavya's age earlier. Nandini, however, sees that Uday is now a changed man and decides against punishing him. An overjoyed Uday rushes to Fatima's engagement and proposes to remain her true friend forever.